Hello, Lawyer on the Beach members. This is Sonia Lakhani. I know a number of you were not able to join the webinar that we did today about trademarks, and some of you had to leave early. So I definitely don't want either of you to miss out because we dropped an amazing offer for you guys, and it is really, really exciting with a ton of bonuses. So the deadline is today, as in tonight, midnight Eastern, today, Wednesday, August 9th. So I don't want you to miss out. So I just thought I'd make a little bit of a quick video just walking you through what you may have missed. And of course, you'll hopefully watch the full webinar recording that Regina will put out shortly once it's ready. But for those of you who are definitely interested in enrolling and wanting to cut to the chase, I wanted to make a little video. So a little bit about 2 weeks to trademarks. This is the OG trademark course for attorneys. It's the only one out there that not only teaches you how to practice, but also how to market, get clients, and run the business side of things, which is very important. It's also the only one that offers 50 plus years of combined trademark law experience among the instructors. So not just me, there are a handful of other instructors. Combined, we have over 50 years of trademark practice experience, and not one, but two of us, not me, but two of them, sorry, I should say, are ex-USPTO examining attorneys. So who better to learn from than someone who is on the inside, let alone two someone's. So we are really proud to have put together a program that is so jam-packed with incredible material and that actually shows real results. And I'd like to take you through some of them. In addition to some of the strengths of the course, I want you guys to note that it is on demand. You can watch at your pace and prioritize the topics that you need and skip around between the videos. You can't fast forward, but you can skip around through the videos and choose which one you want to watch first or come back to. You have lifetime access, including all updates and new content that I will continue to put out. And if you should so want to listen to mobile app on the go, you have that capability as well. We have free ongoing support with the following. There is a Facebook group for all trademark attorneys, current and aspiring. So I hope that you'll join if you're not a member already. That's just searching trademark attorneys / lawyers on Facebook. And then we have one for just students of the program. And then likewise, we have a monthly Zoom that I host for any and everyone who's currently practicing or aspiring to join trademarks, and then a monthly Zoom just for us. So there's plenty of ongoing support in terms of what questions and things that may arise that you may want to ask me or to ask your classmates. And CLE is in the works. So if you're at all interested in CLE credit for the hours you're going to put in watching these modules, don't worry, that is right around the corner, and a big announcement is coming soon. So just to kind of walk you guys through, this is the first week 1 of the 2 weeks to trademarks. This is the core program. This is module 2 right here is where Rachel Dixon is one of the first of the 2 examining attorneys that used to be at the USPTO. She walks us through the entire test system. It's like a 3 or 4 hour module, very detailed with a ton of expertise. We go through the searching process. We go through how to use Markify to run reports, how to analyze, how to draft an opinion letter. We have office hours and group coaching that you can watch. There's so much to be learned by watching others' questions and realizing that they're asking things you wouldn't even have thought to ask, right? So it's very valuable. The second of the 2 weeks is the modules that show here. We have, of course, 3 hours or so on the application process. Eric Pelton is back with me. He's the second of the 2 ex-USPTO examining attorneys teaching office actions with me. And then we go through hiring, delegating, tools, apps, and software. This is really important for being able to be a lawyer on the beach or a lawyer anywhere that you choose, because even if you can be remote, you don't want to be working all the time. So it's nice to be able to use some of these things in the background to help get work done. Then we talk about renewals and maintenance. And then Rachel is back again. This is perhaps one of the most valuable modules that you could pay for. And it's best practices, loopholes with the USPTO. Who better to teach us than an insider who used to be there? And that content is incredibly valuable. Now, Boss of an Empire is week 3, right? So this is the premium version of the 2 versions of 2 weeks to trademarks. So you've got Boss of Myself, Boss of an Empire. Empire is the aspect that some or all of you may not need, but this is the marketing, the how to get clients part, and the business side, right? So we dive right in with Conquer the Consultation. We talk about social media and content strategy. There's a module called the pricing playbook, how to set trademark fees and get paid what you're worth, right? So there are lots of ways to price trademark services, and I want to make sure that I teach you all the different options and how to set forth your pricing. So we spend 2 or 3 hours on that. Takora Davis, who is a former student of mine and who in her own right has crossed $1 million in revenue, in part due to my teaching, is back with me to teach systems, processes, and client communication. And then I wrap up with the wow factor, how to build referrals for a steady stream of trademark clients. So this is a really important module because there's a dozen or so types of people that are going to come across trademarks far more often than you ever will. And so in addition to doing your content and your social media and having your own marketing strategy, there is a lot of gold in building referrals. And I teach you those types of people, who they are, how to locate them, how to outreach. And sometimes it's about working smarter, not harder. In addition to all of those modules that come with Empire, Empire also receives Rainmaking 2.0, which is a 9-module course on the following topics that I taught. And this is invaluable when it comes to sort of the different angles of marketing. It's called Rainmaking 2.0 because 1.0 is kind of the beginner version, right? Everyone kind of knows to post a little bit and send some emails and stuff, but we really dive into it by talking about mindset, managing your time, and branding. Then we go into getting your name in press and media. You may have seen some of my media logos. I didn't pay for any of them, so they were all for free. I teach you guys how to do that. Networking and relationship building, social media, and then Wow Factor Part 1, which then we added Part 2 in the latest version. And so that entire 9-module course is also included. And so I know that you may be having some thoughts about, if there's enough trademark work to go around. Are you really going to be able to get clients? Is there a chance this won't work? So I did want to just share some of the very few things. Cost of malpractice insurance is definitely impacted. It depends how much of the percentage of your practice that you declare is going to be trademark. So if it's 10% versus 100, that'll impact. I'm not affiliated with MBroker, but I would definitely recommend checking with them because they were able to save me a lot. And I think it's a really great service. The other quote catch is that we do bear the responsibility of educating our potential clients, right? There's a ton of content to be made, whether spoken or written, whatever you feel comfortable with. But because trademarks are always in the news and the Kardashians alone sustain our content, there's tons to talk about, and it's a really great opportunity to educate your audience. But it does require us to disseminate some information so people know what we do and how it could be useful to them. Is there enough trademark work? Everyone always asks, is this an oversaturated market? And no, it's not. Year to date, already, we're only in the beginning of August, and already over 325,000 applications have been filed with the USPTO. On average, the USPTO receives 500,000+ applications a year. So plenty of work to go around. And as you're going to see in a moment, my students have had no trouble having enough to eat, so to speak. So here's some additional information on how one of the many ways we can go around getting clients. Like I mentioned, some of those golden categories, I don't want to hide the ball. So one of those is definitely franchise attorneys and really anyone in the franchising space. They're going to see trademarks all the time. You actually need a federal trademark in most instances before you can do a franchise and complete the process. So very valuable there. Naming agencies, obviously, patent attorneys, that's just 3 of over 12 categories that I teach. And they're just insider secrets that when you've been doing this for a long time, you know the way to work smarter, not harder. So when we talk about referral building, I teach in the modules in Empire how to outreach these folks, what to say to them, what to even say in an email, how you can add value, how you can start to create those relationships. Is there a chance this won't work for me? Sure. I mean, everything in life carries a risk. I wish I was an ATM and could just print you money, but that's not how it works. It is still law practice and it is still work. But the idea is that sometime now and front loading it can really help set you up for the future. And as you'll see in a moment with some of my students' results, I think it's well worth your time. It really comes down to full immersion. You do have to watch the content in order to learn the material. There's no shortcut around that. And you must actually implement what I teach. The best personal trainer in the world can't help you if you don't show up to the gym and do what she says, right? So knowing about the gym or thinking doesn't really substitute, unfortunately. So my students that have had the best results do fully immerse. They watch everything, and most importantly, they actually implement. And you'll see in a moment some of their incredible results that are truly mind-blowing. And I wouldn't believe them unless I'd seen them with my own eyes. So how long until you get your first client and make your money back? Good news. You're going to recoup the cost of the course within 1 to 2 clients. It's a piece of cake, and it's all profit after that. I intentionally priced the program in a way where it's still accessible, but worth it, and carries the value of being able to make some of the numbers. Doubling and tripling your revenue is a really, really amazing result to have from a comparably small investment. I'm scared. You might be scared. I would ask yourself, if you're burned out, if you're stressed out, if you're tired of what you're currently doing, what is the cost of putting in some work now versus the cost of doing nothing and everything staying exactly the same? I really would encourage you to think about that, because you have to choose your heart. Yes, it's hard to transition to something different and better, but it's even harder to just stay hating your current situation with no sign of hope. And many of my attorneys have been in the same shoes and come out on the other side much happier. So I can assure you, you're not alone. And with that, you'll get to see some of their faces. So these are some of the incredible quotes that have come. I've had over 600 and some odd attorneys go through this program. And I host a variety of other programs and trainings. So this is just 2 weeks of trademarks. And you can see just all the amazing information that people say that I'm able to provide. Repeatedly, people say it's money well spent, well worth the investment. They're recouping the revenue. And the proof is in the numbers, right? So here are some really fun stories. Nicole transitioned from family law and is a single mom who is now able to provide for her daughter, averaging 5 to 10 new trademark clients per week. It's pretty amazing. At around $3,500 or so being the value of one new trademark client, you do the math. It's not a bad sum of money. Merlin's law firm revenue is now at 2.5 times what it was prior to taking the course. Solito added 50K of new trademark business in his first year alone. And Berkeley doubled and tripled her revenue within only 9 months. So as we talk about how long it will take and is this worth it? Can you do it? Of course you can. If all of these people can do it, and these people, there's nothing separating you, and there's no reason why you can't be one of my next interviews on YouTube. So with that, I asked during the webinar, who's ready to make some money? So here we show you all the different modules that are included and the difference between Boss of Myself and Boss of an Empire. But the really fun part is at the bottom where you see personal one-on-one calls with me. Normally 0 come with Boss of Myself. That option really is for folks that are already getting trademark inquiries, and it's just a matter of learning the practice area, right, to be able to offer the service. But of course, it's no fun to learn a practice area, and it's kind of pointless unless you have clients to do it for. So that's where Boss of an Empire comes in, and you see the difference in the colors below, that if you are really needing that transition, right, to learn how to market, how the business side of it works, what to even say in a consultation, you're going to want to look at Empire. And the good news is that it already comes with 2 calls, but the Lawyer on the Beach offer, which I've never done anywhere else for anyone else before, that's really exciting. So instead of 0 calls with Boss of Myself, you now get 2 today if you enroll by the deadline tonight. And instead of 2 calls with Boss of an Empire, you get 4, right? That's a lot of one-on-one time. And believe me, the results we can do, the results you saw before were with the 0 and 2 calls, but imagine what we could do by doubling the amount of time that we spend one-on-one together. So it's definitely worth it. And just as a way to kind of help you gauge which version might be right for you, I've put the pricing at the top. And if you're already getting some clients and don't want any marketing help, you're going to want to stick with Boss of Myself. But if you have not the slightest clue, then you'll be fully taken care of in Empire, and it's worth it for those 4 calls too. So For today only, Wednesday, August 9th, 2023, that's today, you get $500 off either version, right, of the program, even on a payment plan. So we do have a number of split pay options and fun stuff. If you choose the payment plan, it comes off the top, which is kind of nice. It makes it really easy and a low cost to enroll today. All right. It shaves it off the first payment. You must use the code LOTB at checkout for a Lawyer on the Beach. Now, if you're fully in, I do reward fast action. I reward full action. So if you choose any full pay option, you'll receive a free audit from me of your website or social media page of your choosing. And I will do a full breakdown of how to optimize it, how to move things around, what this should be, what I see as a third outsider or, a third party coming in, and how to optimize it for now embarking on your trademark practice. And I won't be shy. I keep it real. So I'll make sure that we make the appropriate changes and I recommend them. So that's if you do full pay. Either way, if you enroll today, you'll get $500 off and you're eligible for these call doublings. So really quickly, recap. Enroll before midnight Eastern. Okay, we want to get you in the habit of thinking of from Eastern time if you're not, because that's the USPTO and that's the deadlines that we abide by in trademark law. You get to double the amount of your one-on-one calls with me. Normally, Boss of Myself doesn't have any, and they rely on the Facebook groups and the monthly Zooms for support. But you'll get 2 one-on-one calls with me if you do Boss of Myself. You'll get 4 instead of 2 for Boss of an Empire. And like I said, full pay option gets a free audit of website or social media page of your choosing. So again, here's just a quick breakdown again. And if you're on the fence, just do me a quick favor. Just think about what it's going to cost you to stay in the same shoes you are now versus what it could look like later. And I know that you're probably not happy if you're watching this. I know you're thinking about a change, and I promise you it is worth it. We are a very happy set of lawyers over here in trademarks, and I would love it if you to come join us. So with that, I ask you, who's ready to make some money? Go ahead and enroll at the link provided. Make sure you use LOTB at checkout, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks so much.